This is crypto, explained in 10 minutes. In this episode, we're going to talk about what are crypto. First up, let me explain what is crypto. So when most people hear cryptocurrency, they usually think of Bitcoin or they're like, yeah, it's that digital money thing. But the truth is, cryptocurrency is much more than just Bitcoin and in fact, there's actually two definitions of what is a cryptocurrency. The first one is very simple. It's basically a digital currency that uses cryptography for security. Now, cryptography is really fancy word for hiding information. Like if you have a password and no one knows it but you, that's cryptography. If you hide your crypto private keys, also known as your seed phrase, and only you know where they are, that's also cryptography. The second definition is a little bit more technical. It's a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange. Medium of exchange, meaning you can use it to buy stuff. Usually people get confused by this because they're like, wait, how can it be a currency if no business is accepted? Well, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be legal tender to be considered a currency. Legal tender means that the government says it's official and you have to accept it as payment. For example, the US dollar is legal tender in the United States. That means if someone pays you $100 with a brand new crisp bill, you have to accept it. You can't be like, nah, bro, I don't want your money. But Bitcoin is not legal tender anywhere in the world right now. However, it is still a currency because many people use it as a medium of exchange. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have $1,000 and you want to buy something that costs $50,000. So you go on eBay and find some guy selling a PlayStation 5 for $50,000. You message him and ask if he takes crypto. He says yes, he does. And he tells you his Bitcoin address. Then you transfer him 0.756834 Bitcoin, which at the time was exactly $50,000. Even though Bitcoin is not legal tender, it is still a currency because both you and the seller agree that 0.756834 Bitcoin is worth $50,000. So now that you understand what is a cryptocurrency, I'm going to show you 5 examples of crypto. So this will give you a better understanding of how versatile and useful crypto really is. No. One is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the OG cryptocurrency created by Satoshi Nakamoto, who is a mysterious person or group of people. To this day, no one really knows who they are. Some people believe it's actually Hal Finney. Bitcoin was created in 2009 and was the first decentralized digital currency. Decentralized, meaning no bank or government controls it. This is why Bitcoin is so popular and has the highest market cap out of all cryptocurrencies. Number 2 is Ethereum is a decentralized software platform that allows developers to build dApps, also known as decentralized applications. So unlike regular apps that are controlled by big tech companies like Apple or Google, decentralized applications are controlled by everyone. Think of Ethereum like a giant computer that anyone can connect to. Then you can use Ether, which is the currency on the Ethereum network to pay the computer to do stuff. Next up is Tether. So, Tether is a token on the Ethereum network that is supposedly backed 1-to-1 with the US dollar. In other words, if one Tether token is issued, they supposedly put $1 in the bank. This is why it is called a stable coin, because its price is supposed to be stable and always be pegged to the US dollar. However, recently, they've been printing a ton of Tether tokens, and they've been involved in quite a few controversies. The fourth cryptocurrency is XRP, so XRP is the currency on the XRP ledger, which is similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it's faster and cheaper. The XRP ledger is managed by the nonprofit Open Source Development Foundation. And just like Bitcoin, XRP is also a store of value. Last but not least is Binance Coin. So Binance Coin is the native currency of the Binance blockchain, which is basically a competitor to Binance Coin can be used to trade on the Binance exchange, pay for goods and services, and even stake it to earn interest. Now, if you watch my other videos, you probably already know that I love investing in DeFi, which is short for decentralized finance. Basically, it's when you use your crypto to earn more crypto. So check out this video over here if you want to learn more about But now, you might be asking, why should I invest in cryptocurrency? What makes it different than stocks or real estate? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's because Crypto is extremely versatile. Like you can use it to buy stuff, send money internationally, invest in DeFi, or even use it as collateral for a loan. Not to mention, there's also NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, meaning each one is unique and can represent digital or physical assets. And another reason is because crypto is borderless. Unlike the US dollar or euro, Bitcoin and Ethereum are not tied to any country. This is why it's becoming very popular among countries with hyperinflation. For example, in Venezuela, people use Bitcoin as a form of payment instead of their local currency. Another reason is because crypto is open source. Anyone in the world can view the public blockchain, which is basically the history of all transactions. And because it's transparent, you can see exactly how many coins are in circulation, which is important because it helps prevent fraud. Next up, you might be wondering, how do I buy cryptocurrency? Well, the process is actually very simple. First, you need a wallet. A wallet is basically like a bank account, except it holds crypto instead of dollars. There's plenty of options for wallets, but my favorite is called Trust Wallet. Next, download a reputable exchange. My favorite one is Binance because it has the lowest fees. Once you finish creating your account, you can deposit money into your exchange. You can usually link your bank account or credit card. Then, once the money shows up in your exchange, you can buy crypto. The whole process is very straightforward and usually takes less than 10 minutes. Finally, let's talk about risks. So first up, crypto is very volatile, meaning its price swings are very big and fast. For example, Bitcoin went from $20,000 to $60,000 in less than a year. That's a huge swing in price. And since crypto is relatively new, it's also risky because there's a lot of scams and hacks. For example, in 2017, a hacker stole $50 million worth of Ethereum from a popular exchange called... So, before you start investing in crypto, make sure to do your research. aka DYOR. Don't you trust random people on Reddit telling you what to buy because no one knows what's gonna go up in price? The last risk is government regulations. Since crypto is borderless, governments around the world are trying to figure out how to tax it. And until they figure it out, investing in crypto could be a little bit risky. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to understand cryptocurrency in a simple way. It really helps out a lot. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.